All right, Raider Nation. The rumor mill is spinning up about Davante Adams and Dak Prescott involving the Raiders. We're going to dive into these rumors. We're going to diagnose them. We're going to see where they're coming from. And we are going to see whether or not they have any validity. Could this really happen? Could we see a Dak Prescott QB number 4 yet again with the Raiders? And is Davante Adams really unhappy with the situation with the Raiders right now? And is he wanting to move on and maybe reunite with Aaron Rodgers over there in the New York Jets, or possibly even going to the Saints and reuniting with Derek Carr? All that and more on today's episode of the Raider D Podcast. All right, everybody, let's jump into the DA first and what's going on with Davante Adams now. We did have a former receiver, Deshaun Jackson, come out on an interview saying that he speaks to Davante Adams. They're good friends. According to him, Davante Adams is unhappy. We don't know when these conversations were taking place. We don't know if they're recent or if it was about last year or whatever it may be. Maybe he was unhappy that we didn't go out and try and get a quarterback in the first round. Here's the situation, though. Davante Adams has been unhappy pretty much since he got to the Raiders. It really hasn't changed at this point. Why is he unhappy? Well, because the Raiders have continuously lost. And that was a lot to do with Josh McDaniels and the situation with him and everything that was happening with him. So, yeah, absolutely. This guy is used to winning in Green Bay. He was used to winning with Aaron Rodgers. He was used to getting the ball a lot and scoring touchdowns. And that really hasn't panned out with the Raiders thus far. And now we're in a situation where we don't have a legitimate all-star type of quarterback. We have Gardner Minshew. We have a guy who has been a career backup as the starter for the Las Vegas Raiders this year. As much as I was on the AOC train, and I still believe the kid has a lot of potential if he can put it all together. To be honest, I have to admit that Aiden O'Connell did not wow anybody in the preseason. He hasn't wowed anybody at camp. And so he lost his starting job to Gardner Minshew. Thus, we're kind of in this quarterback hell right now where we have 2 backup quarterbacks as potential starters for the Raiders, and we're going with the more mobile guy. The problem with Gardner Minshew is, yeah, he can get out of sacks, but he is extraordinarily inconsistent when he gets out of the pocket. So him getting away from a sack is great, but if he's just throwing the ball into the ground, it doesn't really matter, and it's not going to really result in a lot of touchdowns and scoring for this team. And that's a huge concern for Davante Adams. His legacy is what he's chasing now. You know, he's got the money, he's got the fame, he knows he's set for life, but he wants a Super Bowl ring. So rightly so, he's upset when he's looking at this quarterback room and thinking to himself, my God, who's going to throw me the ball? Is it going to be Gardner Minshew? He is an inconsistent backup quarterback who one play you'll be like, oh, Gardner Minshew mania. Oh, look at it, so fantastic. He got out of that sack and he ran for a first down. And then he'll throw an interception or he'll throw the ball 10 yards over the guy's head that's only 10 yards in front of him. And then with Aiden O'Connell, it's the same situation, the same problems that he had. You know, he's really good at checking the ball down. Do we want to check down Charlie? No, we want a guy that can make plays, and Aiden O'Connell wasn't able to prove that he can be that guy yet. I do believe that he has the accuracy, he has the arm talent, and he has the intelligence to be successful in the NFL, but he hasn't been able to prove that he's that guy that can really do that for the Raiders. So yes, Davante Adams is most likely upset at the situation right now, but Davante Adams is an ultimate competitor, so he's going to give it a chance. I don't believe that the rumors of him going to the Jets have any validity to it. Now, could the Raiders make a move by week 4 to send him somewhere if we're 1-3 or 0-4 and it looks like we're going to be the worst team in the NFL? Yeah, absolutely. Get value for him. Don't waste his time. Send him to a team where he can chase that championship and get value back for him, because I guarantee you the Jets will give us a first round draft pick. And with that type of capital, we could go up and get a Shedeur Sanders. We could go up and get a Carson Beck or whoever other quarterback is really shining in this college season. Look for the future, because the rest of our team is still relatively young, so we could tank this year. I don't like that, but if the Raiders are just going to be bad because of the quarterback situation, then it is what it is, and we go out and we get a young stud like a Carson Beck, a Shedeur Sanders, somebody with a lot more upside than the quarterback room that we have now, because we'll have the draft capital to do so, and we can upgrade and save money that way so we can make upgrades in other situations. So in my opinion, at this point right now, is Davante Adams considering a trade? No. Is Davante Adams upset with the quarterback room and the way the situation is? Yeah, probably, because the rest of us are as well. So if you and I are upset with the quarterback room, then I guarantee you a guy like Davante Adams is probably feeling the same way, because he's the one putting his body and his career on the line for the quarterbacks. Now, moving on to Dak Prescott coming to the Raiders. Is this a reality? Does it have any validity to it? Well, as of the recording this morning, CeeDee Lamb just became the second highest paid player in the NFL that is not a quarterback, just under Justin Jefferson, making $134 million over a 4-year contract down there with the Dallas Cowboys. This contract has just got inked, and everybody was saying that the reason why CeeDee Lamb's contract hasn't been inked is because they got to get Dak Prescott first. He's priority. So does this mean that Dak Prescott is now off the table because they gave this massive contract to CeeDee Lamb? It's possible. Could the Dallas Cowboys hedge their bets on a Trey Lance? Maybe. I doubt it. Trey Lance hasn't proved that he is improved in any way, shape, or form, despite him being such, a hype coming out of college. I don't think that they're going to put a championship hopes in the hands of a guy like Trey Lance. Now, in fairness to Trey Lance, he has never really gotten a good shot to show what he can do. Give him a full season, and maybe Trey Lance can be something for the Dallas Cowboys. And if that's the case, if the Dallas Cowboys are going to move on from Dak Prescott, are they going to do it this year? I doubt it. I don't think that they would trade Dak Prescott to the Raiders. It is always a possibility. You never really know what the owner, Jerry Jones, is going to do down there in Dallas. And would I like to see Dak Prescott as a Raider versus our quarterback room currently? Absolutely. This dude is a real all-pro quarterback. Has he won a Super Bowl yet? No. But what he does give you is a much better chance of getting in the playoffs and making a Super Bowl run than Gardner Minshew or AOC combined. He is a perennial Pro Bowler. He throws for over 4,000 yards, over 30 touchdowns, almost every single season that he has been healthy. And so Dak Prescott would be a major upgrade. However, Dak Prescott would also be a quarterback you'd have to pay over $50 million a year, and that's a bit expensive. So in my opinion, the Raiders should take any opportunity that they possibly can to bring Dak Prescott to the Raiders. Is it a reality? Is it going to happen? Unlikely. Doubtful, especially this year. It's very doubtful that the Raiders could get him this year, and that's because the Dallas Cowboys have everything set to make another Super Bowl run, and they need Dak Prescott to do that. He's under contract for one more year. Yes, they would miss out on the opportunity of getting a first-round draft pick for him, probably a couple first-round draft picks for him, maybe multiple first-round draft picks for him. they would miss out on that opportunity to capitalize on all the draft capital that they could get by trading him now. However, they are in win now mode. They have everything they need with CeeDee Lamb, with Micah Parsons, and with that entire roster that they have built down there in Dallas. They are a very good team, and they have the potential to make a Super Bowl run. And so in Jerry Jones's mind, look, this dude is old. He is going to die any day. You never know. I think he was the same age as Al Davis, and Al Davis is gone. He's got to be thinking my days are numbered to get another Super Bowl before I die. So he's not thinking long-term. I guarantee you, he is thinking win a Super Bowl right now. Before I die, I want another Super Bowl. I want to experience that and have that feeling. So no, they're not going to give up Dak Prescott this year. They may make a run. They may try to make a contract decision with him at the end of the year and work it out with him then. The Raiders could be real contenders. We have $35 million worth of cap room right now, and we're being very frugal with that money. Let me know what you guys think below. Would you want a Dak Prescott? I personally would love Dak Prescott in the silver and black right now over Gardner Minshew or AOC combined. He is a much better quarterback. But hey, this show isn't all about me. It's about us. It's the Raider Nation. And if you guys want to know more about how Gardner Minshew became QB1, check out this podcast with Raider Nation Hotspot right here.